guys, hello everyone, hello people. Guys, I hope I'm yeah. Guys, I hope I'm audible and visible both clearly. Give me the confirmation in the chat box. Fast. Guys, hi Sandesh. Hi Lokesh. Am I audible clearly, guys? Yeah. So, guys, good evening, and welcome to the first day of C++ program Essentials Bootcamp. And this is me, Anam from LetsUpgrade. I'm here to tell you like how to mark your attendance and how to get your certificate on the end of this bootcamp. Thank you, Debayan. And I'm not a trainer, but our trainer is Ritik sir. Hope you all must be knowing. Guys, are you excited for this bootcamp? May I know in the chat box, please? And may I know from which field you are, from where you people are joining, which place, city? You can talk with me in the chat box, and I'm here. Till then, I will share my screen and let you know about the attendance process. Yeah. BTech CSC. Oh, good, nice. Kolkata. Sambhajinagar, BSc from Sunrise University, Indore. Okay. If you people are excited for this bootcamp, you can put down any of our favorite emoji in the chat box also. Guys, is my screen visible? Just give me the confirmation. Yeah. So guys, here in the description. Link, you can go to this link, and first of all you have to enroll yourself for this boot camp. Then only you will be able to mark your attendance, so make sure that you are enrolling yourself. So then you have to scroll down this page. Here you can see the day one, and here you can see the mark attendance toggle. You have to click on this, and you have to recommend this session according to yourself on a 0 to 10 scale, like how much you liked it. I will give 10 on 10 for now. And if we also have Java DSA and full stack web development program, if you are interested in any of this, you can choose it. And if you have any improvement for us, any feedback, then you are free to tell us. For now, I will give nothing. And then you have to submit your assignment. After submitting your assignment successfully, please make sure that you are reloading the page. After reloading the page, you can see this progress by year. It should be minimum 50% or above it, so that you will only be able to get the certificate. And also on day 2 and day 3, we do have assignments only on day 2 and day 3, no, not on day 1. So yeah, here only will be the option to submit your assignment. And then again you have to reload your page, and if your progress bar is above 50, you will be able to get the certificate from here. And also we have BTech CSC program. You can go through this link and check it on this website. And also we do have the refer policy. If you refer any of your friend, and she will be taking admission through your link, then you will be getting 80,000 cash or MacBook Air M1. It's up to you what you want. And again we have Java DSA program course. It's for 5900. It's for 3 months. It's an online course. If you're interested on this, you can enroll yourself for this. And the batch is starting from 29th July. So make sure that you are going through these links, and the certificate is valid. You can add it to your CV. It's a valid certificate from Google ITM and LetsUpgrade. Will we have quiz student? No, because we don't, as we have to finish the curriculum on time. That's why. Ritik sir in the. Sorry, Yash. Anikant, the progress bar will increase day by day as you mark your attendance. On day 2, day 3, then you submit your assignment. It will increase accordingly, day wise. Okay, got it. I'm adding, sir. Yeah, hello, sir. Hello, Ritik, sir.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
So,
Uh,
sir, you give your short explanation about yourself to the students. Till then, I will leave. Bye, guys. Bye,
yeah.
sir.
Bye. Bye. Yes. Hi, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible as well, right? Just give me the confirmation in the chat box. In the meanwhile, let me check the audio and the video. Is it properly fine or not? Yeah. Now it should be good, right? So, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. I hope I'm audible, right? Please give me the confirmation in the chat box. Yes. Chalo, sure. Thanks. Audio plus plus. Okay, I got my mic rectified, so maybe you'll hear a good audio from now onwards. And in the meanwhile, let me also share my screen, right? Okay, right. So before starting, let's have a quick introduction. Let me first introduce myself, and then I'll ask you guys to introduce yourself as well, right? So my name is Ritik, right? So most of you here already know me. I have been taking boot camps and LetsUpgrade, right? I took boot camps of JavaScript. I took boot camp of HTML, CSS, even C, right? So uh, here is uh, here is I am with another boot camp of C++, right? So talking about me, my name is Ritik Masan, right? I have around 2.5 years of experience in this edtech industry, right? Plus, I am a software engineer at a product based company, right? So be rest assured about the quality of content that you'll get. So you'll also get the practical knowledge that we have applied in the industry, plus also the theoretical knowledge that is required to crack any interviews, right? So uh, be rest assured about the quality of content, right? Plus I'll make sure to explain each and every concept, uh, starting from the very basic and then going to the advanced, right? So and also it is also requested from you guys, if you face any difficulties or if you get stuck somewhere, I'm also open to chat box. I have my phone right beside me, right? I'm just reading the chat as well. So if you have any kind of difficulties, anything you don't understand, please let me know. I'll repeat it again and again, right? So that was a quick introduction about myself. Now it's up to you, right? Now it's your turn. So can you please let me know, first of all, which college are you from, and which year, right? And which place? So college, year, and place, so that I can get to know that which what is the diversity of the audience, and I can proceed accordingly to that, right? Sir, can we add this boot certificate in the bootcamp? Definitely you can. So I mean, it's not only on your CV, right? You can also showcase it on LinkedIn. You can also showcase it on Noki.com, right? All the platforms you can showcase it. It's up to you, right? It's how better you sell yourself, how that is how better job you'll get, right? Okay, so okay, I think I have people from Medicaps, KDK College, Gwalior, okay, Sunrise University, BCA from Alwar, okay. I think Alwar is in Rajasthan, right? If I'm not wrong, Rahul. Right? Okay, Vedant says Gwalior. Gyan Gana Jabalpur, first sem. Okay, LNCT, first year CSC. All right, NBSA. Okay, vlog vibe says Chandigarh Engineering College, Mohali. Okay, that's a pretty decent college, right? Uh, some Maya Institute of Maharashtra. Okay, BSc from Hyderabad. Okay, so I have people pursuing BSc. I have people pursuing BCA, and I have people pursuing B.Tech. Right, that's right, a very wide diversity of crowd. That's really great, right? Okay, Jill Bajaj, Greater Noida. Okay, great. I even have my cousin studying at Jill Bajaj Institute of Technology in Greater Noida. Right, great college. Okay, Bansal Institute of Science. Okay, okay, great. ठीक है graphic era है. Okay, ठीक है, got it everyone. So I think I pretty much know which all colleges are you from, right? And which all years are you from. I think most of you here are from the first year itself, and who are just starting the coding journey, who are just trying to get their hands dirty on coding, and trying out things and exploring things, right? That's all the first year is for. You have to explore, right? You have to explore each and every tech stack, right? Whether it is HTML, it's CSS, it's JavaScript, it's React, or it's C++, it's Java, it's C, right? That's really great that you're trying on things. And so one tip I would like to tell you before the starting of this lecture, right? It's always great to start early, right? I think I have audience from the third year as well. There's no harm in starting with third year. It's as early as you start, right? You just have to start, and after starting, you just have to go seamlessly. That's it. So with that being said, I'm studying in Nasir Institute of Technology. All right. Okay. Anuvansh says that he's here for revision, right? That's great. I hope I'll be able to provide you with the exact revision that you want, right? Katkia Kakatia Institute, sorry, University of Wrangle, right? Some are here like me, also some are here like me, also to gain knowledge and experience and expertise, right? Okay, yeah, very well said. ठीक है. Punjab Technical University, fifth sem, BTech CS. Say, sir, it is any problem to have a gap? No, no. So, like till 2 years, it's fine, right? But if you have a gap more than 2 years, then it might cause a problem in some of the companies, but only in some of the companies, right? Most of the companies do not even care about your gap year. They just care about your technical skills, right? If you are technical sound enough, right, they'll just take you, whether you are from BTech, whether you are from BSc, whether you are from BCA, it will not matter, right? Okay. So enough of the introduction, right? So with that being said, let's get started with that. I hope we all know why are we here for, right? Can you provide us internship? Himanshu, I cannot provide you internship, but I can show you the path to get an internship, right? So I'll right, I'll just tell you how do you crack an internship, right? How I personally cracked an internship in my first year, second year, and so on, right? So be rest assured, because cracking internships is easier than cracking a job, right? Because there's less competition. So please make sure that you're just paying attention to this boot camp, right? I'll cover each and everything that is possible in this 3-hour boot camp, right? So acha, those of you who don't know, right? So this is a C++ boot camp, right? And this boot camp will go on for 3 days. And the timings, I hope everyone knows the timings. The timings are from 6:30, sorry, yeah, till 6:30, right, to 7:30, right, till 6:30 to 7:30. So please make sure that you guys join on time, so that you do not miss much on the topics, right? Chalo, ठीक है. So let's get started with C++, right? Let's get started with C++. Chalo. Acha, before starting with C++, right? Can you let me know? Are you guys aware of C++, or have you done any programming language for that matter? It can be C, it can be Java, it can be C++, anything, right? Are you guys aware of? Any programming language, or what is a programming language? What does it do, and things like that? For those who do not know, right? C++ is uh, programming language, right? And I hope everyone knows, yeah, it's OOP based, right? So I can say it is OOPs based, all right? Yes. Okay. So people have finished C and C plus is basic. Python, Anushka says Python and C. Okay, Vedant says yes. Archivalia says Python. C plus plus I have done, said by Anikant. Okay, okay. I mean, you guys have an idea of what are the bases of C and C plus plus, right? So, okay, great. So, just a quick gist of it. It's a programming language, just like in any other programming language, like Java, like JavaScript, like Python, right? It's just a programming language, and it is OOPS based, right? So, what do you mean by OOPS? OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming, right? OOPS. It's not OOPS. It's OOPS, right? It stands for Object Oriented Programming. Yeah. What are OOPs, right? What do you mean by object oriented program? That will not going into the depth of that, right? So that is not required at this stage. So we'll just leaving that, we'll just move, we'll just assume for those of you who do not know, we'll just assume that it's an OOPs based language. It just means that all your code is divided into classes, right? What are classes? Classes are structures that contain a similar kind of a code, right? They are, you can say, a skeleton of your code, of your main code, right? Chalo, okay. So I told you that C++ is a programming language, right? So now you might ask me, right, but what is a programming language, right? So uh, like programming language, yeah, programming language, right? So what's the programming language? Any language for that matter, right? Any language that takes in an input, right? So I hope you all know, right? How do you take input in C? For those of you who are already done with C and Java and things like that. So how do you take an input, right? Any language that takes an input, right? After taking an input, it will process it, right? It will process it, and after processing, right? It took an input, it processed it, and after processing, it will give you the output as well. Give you the output as well, right? So anyone now, if they ask you like what do you, so let's suppose you, anyone ask you what is C plus plus, right? You can just say that it's a normal programming language that is OOPS based, and obviously it's a high level language. So what are high level languages that we'll discuss, but for now, just it's a programming language, it is OOPS based, right? And what is a programming language? Any language for that matter that takes in an input. So how do you take, let's suppose I'm giving an input of 2 and 3, right? And process it. Let's suppose I want to add the sum of 2 plus 3. How will you process your input, right? So again, C++ has the capability of processing, right? It has the capability of adding 2 plus 3, right? And after adding, it will give you the output as well, right? After adding, it will give you the output as well. So that's a programming language, right? That is a programming language. Now, talking about high level language. High level language. Acha. Let me just give you a quick brief about what do I exactly mean by hi Ramesh, hi, right? Okay. What do you mean by high level language? Okay. So let's suppose I'm communicating to you, right? I'm communicating in English, right? Some of you might also know Hindi, some of you might also know Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, any language for that matter, right? So again, you as a person are capable of understanding in your own language, right? If I talk to you in Tamil, I'm sure 90% of the crowd would not be able to understand what am I speaking, right? Obviously, because you're not able to get what am I speaking or what am I typing, right? If I think someone typed something, Chandan Mehra typed something in, I think it's Tamil or Telugu, I'm not sure, but it is a language, right? I'm not able to understand that, right? So similarly, it is the case with C++, right? C++ also does not understand English. It does not understand Hindi. It does not understand Tamil, Telugu, anything, right? So what does it understand, right? It's Telugu. Okay, okay, Chandu. Thanks for that, right? Okay, so Chandan says it's Telugu, but I don't know. Prior to that, I had no information of what that language was, right? So similarly, C++ also behaves the same way, right? It also needs a language to understand, right? And that language is called high level language, right? And it is right. It is it is also called as machine level language, right? Machine level language, I mean the language that only machines can understand, right? So let's suppose I'm acha, what is the language that it understands? It understands, I mean obviously it's a high level language. I'm saying good evening to you, sir. Okay, Chandan. Good evening, Chandan. Good evening, right? Chalo, ठीक है. So it understands, right? It understands language in binary formats. Right? So what do I mean by binary? Right? Binary formats. Yeah, binary means in forms of zeros and ones. Right? Remember, right? Uh, any language that is a high level language will only understand binary formats, right? A machine level language it's a language that only has binary digits, that is zeros and ones. So let's for example I write this 110011, right? Acha, can you let me know what is that I have written here, right? I mean it's all I mean it's obviously a digit, right? But it has some meaning attached to it. Can you just guess what is it written, right? Obviously you cannot, right? Because you're not machine, right? You are not machine, so you cannot understand this machine level language. But what if I tell you, right? What if I tell you it is a letter 3, or it can be a letter 4, right? It can be anything. 36 plus 16, no, not like that, right? Acha, for that matter, if you are confused, let me just see, right? Let me just copy it out, and let me just write binary to what's that, a low level, or human level text converter, right? So let me just paste a binary number here, right? And I want to convert it into a text, right? So here it is. It literally means 3, right? So this whole number, right? This whole number, you'll not believe that this is equal to 3, right? Okay, so this is equal to 3, right? So how did you even had any were you even close to your answer, right? Did you know what was it? You did not, right? So this is how machines understand, right? We humans, as a human, we cannot understand machine level language, obviously. Either you have to be, right, as great as Albert Einstein or Stephen Hawking's. I hope most of you are not just like that, right? So I think even Stephen Hawking's and Albert Einstein would not be able to understand this binary language, because again it's a machine level language, right? Acha, ठीक है. But how then, right? So if machine understands a high level language, right? How do we translate it? So let's suppose I know Telugu, right? And the other person in front of me only knows English, he doesn't know Telugu. So what will I do? Either I will just have a translator, like I hope everyone knows what's a translator, and who is a translator, right? A translator is the one who converts any piece of language into the given language, right? Or I'll just Google it, right? Maybe change the language, and they'll then show it to him or the other person, right? So, right, how this is how we interchange the languages, right? So similarly, we also have a case with programming language, right? We have something called as a compiler, right? So what will a compiler do, right? What is the role of the compiler? It will just change, right? Yeah, right. A compiler will I think the spelling is Compilor. Yeah. Uh, yes. A compiler, right, will or is responsible for converting any conve converting any language to from high level to low level, right? And apart from that, it also checks any errors and any bugs encountered during its execution, right? So as I told you, right, it will we need something to change the language from a machine language to a human readable language, right? Or so we also have to write code, right? We write code in English, right? We do not write code in binary language, right? So how does the language sense what have we written, right? It does that with the help of a compiler, right? A compiler is responsible for converting any language. It can be C++, Python, Java, anything, right? From a high level language, that is a machine level language in the form of zeros and ones, to a low level language, that is a human readable language, right? And also one more thing, one main task of it is to track any errors or any bugs that come during the execution, right? uh, Note it will only track those bugs. It will not rectify them. Okay? It will tell you that, okay, so on line number 5 you are missing a semicolon, right? That's a bug, right? That's an error that has been caused. It has the capacity, it has the capability of telling you of what that exact line and location of that bug is, but it will not rectify it. It will leave the work of rectifying that bug to you as a programmer, of you as a human being, right? It's funny, right? It can literally sense the line, right, which line we have error on, but it will not be able to rectify that error. So you have to, as a programmer, you have to rectify it, right? So talking about compilers, right, let's quickly just jump onto compilers, and let me just tell you how do you download compilers, right? For downloading a compiler, first of all, you need an IDE, right? What is an IDE? It stands for integrated development environment, right? In an environment, you'll be able to run your compiler. So first of all, you have to download an IDE, right? You have to download an IDE. What's that? Okay, yeah, you have to download an IDE, right? And and inside this IDE, you'll have a compiler. Inside this IDE, you will have something called as a compiler, right? Because a compiler needs an environment to run on, right? It cannot simply run on anything, right? You need a compiler. Okay. So the IDE that I would suggest you to use is VS Code, right? Why VS Code? Because not only C++, you can run C, you can run HTML, you can run CSS, you can run JavaScript, you can run Node, you can run anything for that matter, right? So it's a universal IDE that 99% of the programmers are using nowadays. So for that, you can have VS Code, right? And compiler, I would suggest you to download MinGW, right? So this compiler that we'll be working on will be MinGW. Okay, MinGW. So with that being said, let's quickly come to Google. Let's quickly come to VS Code, and let me just download VS Code download, right? So you land up onto this page. I think yeah, I don't think I'm sure that it is the official link to download the VS Code, to download an IDE, right? So it has options according to your operating systems, right? You can, according to your machines, whether you have Windows, you have Mac, you have Ubuntu, right? You can download. So I particularly have Windows. So this is the so once you click on that link, it'll automatically show up this dialog box, right? I have it already downloaded, right? So I'm not downloading it again, but I'm giving you the link. So for where you can download, right? Maybe the mods will give you the link if they can, but if they cannot, you just go on to VS Code download, right? Just see on this UI, just click on Windows or Mac, according to your machines, and just quickly download it. Yes, okay. And so this was the ID part, right? This was the ID part. Now after that, you have to download MinGW. So I told you, right? I told you, you have two things, right? You have an IDE and you have a compiler. So as far as the compiler is concerned, we'll be using MinGW. So we have MinGW, right? Just type in MinGW download, right? So this is the official link, SourceForge one, right? So click on this compiler, right? And with this, you'll land up onto this option. So just click on download. I have already downloaded it. As I told you, I'm not downloading it again, but again, I can give you the link, right? If possible, just see the link from here and just quickly download it, right? Okay. So after downloading these two things, right? The first thing that you have to do is to set up an environment, right? Why do we need to set up an environment, right? A very basic question. Why do we even need to set up an environment, right? We need to set up an environment in order to tell the location of the compiler, right? Because if our machine will not, if our OS, that is the operating system, will not know the location of a compiler, it will not be able to learn, it will not be able to run your code, right? So pycram is for Python. Yep, you can. Yep. It's for Python, right? Yes, compile. Okay, the spelling is with an E, right? That's what I was wondering, right? Maybe it's with an compiler. So my bad, right? It's UMPILER, right? Okay. You have a lot of knowledge of. Yeah, thanks. And make sure to have a setup environment. Yes. So that I told you, right? ID will provide you setup environment, so that is why you're having it. And this is the compile, right? So you have to set up an environment. So how do you set up an environment? I'll just quickly walk you over it, right? Just click on Windows or commands. If you're using Mac, just type in environment, right? You'll see an option here to edit this system environment, right? Just click on environment variables, and before that, right? Just go on to the location where you have downloaded MinGW, right? For me, it is let me see where it is actually, right? It is, I think, in C drive, and here it is, right? In C drive, I have the location as MinGW, right? I have folder name as MinGW, and inside it I have a folder called as bin, right? So click on bin, right? And after you see this, right, you will see a navbar, a type of a navbar right here on the top, right? Just click on it and just copy the path, right? Just copy the path that you are aware of, right? So after copying the path, right? After copying the path, just click on start, right? Just type in Windows, just type in environment, right? Okay, I'll just walk you through over it again. Just type in environment, edit the environment variables. All right. So after this, click on environment variables, right? You'll see an option called as path. I told you how to set up a path, right? So this option is for path, and click on new. Oh, sorry, not new. Click on edit, or do not click on edit. If you will only double click it, it will open up, this dialog box will open up, right? So I already have this setup in front of me, right? But you will not. So what you'll have to do, you'll have to click on new. After clicking on new, just paste the path that you copied from earlier, that you copied some time back, right? The path of MinGW folder, exactly, to be precise. All right. After clicking on path, just click OK, and just click OK, right? And you also have to click on apply before that, right? You'll see an option to apply here, because I had already applied it already, so I'm not having that option, but you guys will have an option to apply. Click on apply, and this is how you have successfully set up the path of your MinGW compiler. All right. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts still here? Anyone? So what have we done? We have seen the basis of C. We have seen the basis of C++. What it is, what is the programming language, what is high level language, right? What is low level language, and what is, right? How do we set up an environment? What is an environment? First of all, what is an IDE? What is a compiler? What does a compiler do? Right? We have done all these basic things, right? So any doubts still here? Do let me know. I'll be more than happy to cater them. Can I know what is PyCharm? So similar, like PyCharm is used for running Python, right? We're not doing Python here, so do not worry about it. You just need to download MinGW. That's it. Okay. So any doubts still here, anyone? Yes. All right. So is it clear? Is everything clear? Yes or no in the chat box quickly. If it is clear, then type in yes. Otherwise, type in what is the doubt that you're having. Anyone? Any doubts? Yes or no? Okay. Ankumsha says no. What about others? Adipu says, Varun says no. No doubts. What about others? Okay. Abdul, Anku, Chandan, Rajshri Patel. Okay. Okay. All right. Great. So let me just cross this out, right? No, no, no. All right. Okay. Chalo. With that being said, right, let's just quickly jump on to code, right? Because this is the coding is all about implementation, right? Let's just quickly go to VS Code, right? What is VS Code again? It's an IDE. So it will have an option like this, right? Let's say a blue kind of a triangle, I would say, right? This is the icon for Visual Studio Code, right? If you click on Visual Studio Code, you'll land up onto this kind of a UI, right? So let me just do one thing for you. Let me just make a new folder for that, so that we can run the same code, all the three codes, all the 3 days codes in that file itself. Yep. So let me just make a new folder, and let me name it C++ boot. All right. That being said, let me just quickly open VS Code. Right after opening VS Code, so I have literally made a folder, right? So uh, how do you open a new file? Just click on a file. You'll see a file. You'll see a file option on the top right, on the top left. Sorry, right? Just click on new file or a new folder. New folder if you have a new folder. So in my case, I have a new folder altogether, right? And I have a folder named as C++ Bootcamp. So I see it here in the desktop, right? And I'll just open it. Okay. Now you'll find some options here, right? It's a new file. You have to create a new folder. This is to refresh, and this is to minimize, collapse your explorer, right? And so how do you create a C++ file, right? So it's very simple. You just give any name, just like you just like you name any files for that matter, right? It's very basic. So I'm just like covering it in a hurry. So how do you name it? Just give it any name. Let's suppose I'm giving it a name of day one, right? But this is important, right? After day one, you have to mention what do you call dot cpp, right? You have to mention an extension, right? What is an extension? Extension is any form that is represented by a dot notation, right? So let's suppose you are using a media file, right? That will be having an extension of .mp4, or you are using what do you say uh, uh, or an audio file, right? That will be having an extension of .mp3. Similarly, for C++, you have an extension of .cpp, right? So if you just type in .cpp, right, this will open up a new C++ file for you, right? This will open up a new C++ file for you. Now, right, let me just write on something, right? Let me just write on hashtag include bits slash htdc.h, right? And using namespace std, right? Let me just type in int main. I'm just writing the boilerplate for now. Just give me a second. I'll explain it as well, right? And just see out. Uh, yep. Hello world. ठीक है. अच्छा. See, I'll just quickly cast the snippet of it. I'll just quickly, just give me a second. Yep. ठीक है. Let me just paste it here, right? So, what is this piece of code that I have written here? So let me just explain it to you line by line, right? So this right here, right, this hashtag include bit/std++ dot h, right, that is a header file, right? Now I'll tell you what is a header file. Just give me a moment, right? Using namespace std is also written, to include the header file as well, right? And this int main, right? Int main. This also has a significance to it, right? So let me just quickly come on to the header files, right? The header. Let me just erase this one. Okay. Let me just come to here, right? Header files, right? So what are header files, right? So you can think of header files. They are a set of predefined functions, right? They are a set of predefined functions, right, that will help you to code faster and efficiently, right? So you know what, EFFIECIENTL, yeah, what is the spelling of efficiently? Just give me a second. I think now it's correct, right? So okay, what do I mean by having a predefined function, right? So C++ gives you this flexibility. I'm sure that C and Java also have those predefined functions, right? So these functions give you the flexibility of of what, of having an efficient code, right? So let's suppose you have a piece of code. Let's suppose a very common example. Let's suppose I want to sort two functions, right? uh, or let's suppose I want to sort an array, right? What's an array? Array is an homogeneous mixture. I'll talk about arrays, but for those of you who know arrays, right, let's consider an array, right? Let's suppose I want to sort an array, right? So let's suppose I want to use the sorting techniques, each and every time in my code. So what will it do, right? Will I have to write the same sorting code again and again, right? This will make my code very lengthier plus very inefficient. Let's suppose there are any bugs, right? So how will I be able how will I be able to even find that bug in that whole list of programs, right? So STLs, right? STLs, they stand for standard template library. Those are predefined functions, that are already there. You just have to use them, right? So for sort, right, you have a keyword called as sort, right? Here you mention which numbers you have to sort, right, in these in this arguments. So again, right, I'll come to the STL function, but for now you can just think of it as a header file that contains all the predefined functions. After that, int main, right? Int main is, I would okay, so just give me a second. Yeah, so int main, right? Int main is the first program. Int main, just give me a second. Yep. Okay. So int main is the first, not first, I would say the starting point of the program. Starting point of the program, right? Now this is very important, right? Please take a note of it. It is the starting point of the program. Now what do I mean by the starting program? It just means, let's suppose I have a function called as a, right? I have a function called as b, and let's suppose okay, let's suppose I'm declaring a function called as function a, and I'm just writing something like in any lines of code, right? It has let's suppose some logical operations as well. I'm not going into depth of that, but let's suppose you have a function, right? So this function, right, will not be executed until and unless you invoke it. This is how a function is invoked, for those of you who do not know, right? So this function will not be invoked, or will not have any reference until and unless you invoke it, or write something, right? So what do I mean by invoke? What do I mean by writing something? I'll just let you know. But for now, what do I mean here is that it is the starting point of the program. Any program, any program that will run, right? This is the first thing that it'll see. It'll check where is int main, and as it sees, like as soon as it sees int main, it will start executing the code that is written in int main line by line, right? So acha, one more thing I'd like to tell you. So in order to run your C++ code, you need an extension, right? So if you just click on this this icon right here, it's called extension right here, right? Click on extensions and go on to C++. Let it load. Let it load. Yep. Go on to this C and C++. Right. This is the extension that will help you to run your code. Right. So you can see the tutorial or see the link if you want to, but I'll also explain you in a short while, right? So these are some extensions that you can get, and you can also get this one, this extension pack, right? Also just download this extension pack. Okay, I'm just giving a link here. So this is the first extension that you need to download, right? And this is the second extension. What's it? Yeah, this one. So these two extensions, just please download it. They will help you to run your code efficiently and flawlessly. And apart from that, I think that is enough for now. Yeah, you can also have this one, better syntax. So it will just uh, organize your code into a clean and readable code. So here is it, right? I have pasted 3 links, right? And yeah, okay. I hope you'll just download those extensions, right? After downloading those extensions, right? This is your code, right? This is your code, and you will see an option here. This triangle option, it will say debug, and it has some option as well. So click on this arrow icon. Click on this drop down button, right? And this, you have an option here to run the code, right? Just click on run code. Click on run code, and as soon as you click on run code, you will have an output display, right? So this now here says as hello world. So congratulations, you have successfully written your first program in C++, and that is hello world. So what is this cout, right? This cout is used to print statements, print anything, right? Print, you can you have two things, right? First one is used for taking input, and the second one is used for taking output, right? For what do you say, for output, you have a thing called as cout. This will just display the output on the screen, as simple as that, right? This will just display the output on your screen. And what is used for taking input, right? I told you, right, it's a programming language, so it also has to take input. So for taking input, you use cin, right? Cin, let's suppose, enter the values of, let's suppose, a and b. It can be anything, right? So where the links you sending, so the mod will just send the links. Just wait for some time, or if they don't, so let's just click, I told you, just rewind the video and just check the name and just type in the name here, so they will let you know, right? You'll just get an option there. All right. uh okay, let me just see what's the error. So why there is no return? I see. You There is, right? There is, but it is optional, right? Return 0 is optional here. So I'll tell you, we'll cover this return 0 part tomorrow. Don't worry about it. And it don't worry about it. But for now, we'll have this, right? We have this one. So for taking input, you have cin, right? For taking output, you have cout. Right? Why we are not using IOStream? So Vedant, we can also go for IOStream as well, right? But it only contains some limited STL. So I just prefer to using this bits file, because it contains the input. It also contains the IOStream file, header file, as it is in it. So it is a broader file that contains all the header files that we have in C++, right? So that is the only reason why we are taking care of while we are using std plus std file instead of an iostream file, because iostream is only used for handling operations within strings, right? So let's suppose we want to declare an array, we want to perform some operations on array or some binary trees. For that we have to again import it separately. So instead of importing each and every header file separately, we just have this common header file that is, it contains all the header files as it is, right? I hope I'm able to answer you, Vedant, right? Okay, so why scene just give me a second. Yeah, so again I told you, right, this is used for taking an input. So the input part will come up cover tomorrow, don't worry about it. So for now we only have this. So this is how you have successfully run you have successfully built your first C++ program. It says hello world. So just click on this hello world and it is uh, uh, you'll just see it here. So you'll just see it in the terminal itself. All right, so okay, with that being said, let me just quickly tell you how to mark the attendance, right? So marking the attendance, just click on just go on to letsupgrad.in. The link is also provided in the description box, right? Just sign in first, right? So sign in with your Gmail IDs or any IDs that you have. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. After signing in, just scroll down to the bottom of the page. You will see here C++ programming bootcamp, right? Just click on enroll now. For those of you who have not already enrolled, just click on enroll now, right? After this you'll have this UI in front of you that will say congratulations, you have successfully enrolled in the bootcamp, right? After this, click on your username that is there on the top right corner. Just go on to my programs. All right, after going on my programs, just click on C++ programming right here, and here you'll see an option here. So the phrase day one in introduction to C++, and there you have an option to mark the attendance, right? Just click on mark attendance here, right? How likely are you to recommend this session to your friends? Give it ratings as per your understandings, right? I'm giving it 10 for now. And which premium programs are you most interested in? So we currently have two courses, two programs going on, and just quickly come to that, right? So for now I'm just doing full stack development, and any feedbacks or improvements, I'm just doing nothing for now. And this is how you'll submit the attendance, right? So as you submit the attendance, initially it is 0%. Now when I'll refresh it, right, it will be around 23.08%. Remember, you'll only be eligible for certificates once this bar crosses more than 50% and not before that. All right. So talking about courses, currently have two courses. One is the Java and DSA, right? So as you all know, right, this bootcamp that we are doing, it is not technically or practically feasible to cover all the topics and to practice each and every question that is being asked in the interview, right? So if you're really if you are really curious, and if you want to if you're really serious about your placements and you want to get started with your technical career, so then you might want to try out this program, right? It contains 3 months of extensive DSA, 120 plus hours of live DSA, right? By expert developers, 3 mock interviews, 100 plus problems to solve, and the most important part, you will be having an assurance to get placed within 180 days of this completion of the program, right? So just try it out if you are really interested, right? If you have any queries, you can you can ask any questions to the team. They'll surely revert back to you, right? Similarly, we also have a full stack development course. So if you are interested for front end development or back end development, right, you want to just build projects and get going and start off with the coding journey, you can just also I would say see up this program and also see this, right? Also, one more thing, that we are having a BTech degree, I think, and I'm told you in the beginning itself. So let me just also walk you through over it, right? So we have, just type in the, on YouTube, type in LetsUpgrade, right? So this, go to the, just simply go to the description box at, and also please make sure to like the video, right? Chalo. After that, go on to the description box, right? Just you'll find a link here to the BTech program, right? So if you're someone who is looking for a BTech degree, who is looking for pursuing BTech degree, right, and who is still, who is yet to, who's still in it, who's still in the 10th, 12th grade, or who's still a dropper who has taken a gap year, so, and who is looking for options for pursuing BTech, then you can also try out this one, right? What is the difference from a normal BTech? In this BTech, that in this you get a placement authority in your final year, and that too with a minimum LPA of 8 lakhs, right? That too with a minimum LPA of 8 lakhs. All right. So you can try out this one. If you have someone, who, if you think that you'll not be able to do BTech as you're already graduated or something, anything, right? You also have a referral link right here. If you have some cousins or some friends who are willing to, join this BTech program, who are looking out for BTech options, you can just, refer them via referral link. And if they successfully enrolled into this BTech program via your referral link, you will get rupees 80,000, that is properly in, in cash or in UPI, you can say, plus a MacBook M Air 1, right? So why not just, give them your enrollment link, and they'll just, if they enroll it, you will get money and money, or a MacBook M Air 1. It's totally up to you, right? So I Okay, so I think you already have the links, right? Just download all the extensions that you see in the chat box, right? And after that, just download all the options in the VS Code, all the extensions in the VS Code, and be prepared for tomorrow, right? So what will be we be covering tomorrow? We'll be starting off with variables, right? We'll do data types. Again, we'll do conditions. What do you mean by conditions? If else statements and things like that. And initially, yes, tomorrow, starting 5 minutes, we'll be devoting to the doubts. So if you have any kinds of doubt, you can just cater. If you have any kinds of doubt from today's lecture on anything, right, for that matter, in C++, we'll be devoting 5 minutes for the doubt. You can just ask your doubts in tomorrow's lecture as well, right? So, and please make sure to revise the code. If you have not set up the environment, make sure to set up the environment, right? Make sure to download MinGW, make sure to download VS Code, and make sure to write this hello world program on your own, right? If you are not able to write the hello world program on your own, just see the just see the tutorial what I did today, and after that, just practice writing code on your own, right? So it's C++, and for that matter, any DSA language it's all about coding, right? If you will not code, if you will not practice, then all the things that I tell you, all the knowledge that I transfer you, it will be of no use, right? You have to make sure that you're practicing daily, you're coding daily. If you have high hopes, if you have high dreams, if you want to get into fan companies, right, you got to code every day, at least for half an hour or 1 hour, right? So with that being said, I'll take your leave, right? We'll meet tomorrow in the same time, that is 6:30. Please make sure to join on time, right? With that being said, I hope you really like the session, right? We'll meet tomorrow. So bye everyone.
Hey, hi everyone. So my name is Sai Kiran and I'm the founder and CEO of LetsUpgrade, and I'm having some amazing news for every one of you. LetsUpgrade, in collaboration with ITM Skills University, is launching the first B.Tech CSE program that we love to share with you all, guys. 6 features. Number 1, 100% job guarantee to all the students joining this particular program with minimum 8 LPA. Number 2, 1 year paid internship in product/MNC companies. Number 3, taught by real developers working in the industry in top companies. Number 4, amazing campus, a campus which is like WeWork in Mumbai that we are building for you all, guys. Number 5, build lots of projects which are like real world applications, highly scalable applications from Hotstar to Zoom to your own Zomato. Number 6, you are gonna love the community collaborations that we guys have done. We are collaborating with 13 plus tech communities to give you the same environment what IITs and NITs have. Meet lots of industry people, participate in hackathons and meetups to understand what is running in the industry. That's what these are the 6 features which we have. You can check out the program on our website, that is isu.ec.in. Check out B.Tech there, you will find it. That's it guys, bye bye.